Have you ever been interested in homeschooling? I know a lot of people have. The number of people in this world who have decided to do homeschool, at least in this country, has grown exponentially. If you're curious and would like to know some tips, watch this video.
I have kids staring at me right now. Today I wanted to talk about homeschooling and give an overview, how to get started, what led us to decide on homeschooling, how it started and how it's going type of video. First and foremost, the biggest encouragement that I want to give any family that is considering is that you have to make a decision to homeschool. You just do. And you can decide if you want it to be taking it year by year or if you're wanting to take it season by season. Meaning, do you want to have where you're homeschooling only for elementary school, or do you want to go up to high school or something like that? The neat thing about homeschooling is if you do it, you have the full freedom to educate your children within the state that you live in, and just make sure that you keep records. That way, if for whatever reason you wanted to enroll them at a later time, or should some type of tragedy happen where the children needing to be enrolled you can have your checks and balances. So the first thing that I would encourage that we did was to decide that we are going to homeschool. You have to decide, and you have to come to an agreement and agree what that looks like specifically. The other thing, once you decide, is understanding the homeschool laws within the state that you live in. Every state has different homeschool laws. We are located in Texas, and there's so much freedom here in Texas as far as homeschooling goes. You can go to your specific state, their website, or you can Google homeschool laws and fill in the blank of the state that you live in. I have provided some resources in the video description box that you're more than welcome to refer to for a guide. Look up the homeschool laws and make sure that you are in accordance with the homeschool laws. That way you don't get in trouble for doing something the wrong way. You wouldn't want for that to happen. So once you've looked up the homeschool laws, there's also some affiliations that you can be part of. For instance, we have the Texas Coalition here. They do the work for us as far as understanding the laws and keep us up to date with what we can and cannot do and that type of thing. Super helpful website. Usually, again, the state that you live in has those types of resources available for you. The other thing is you want to start strong, and the reason that I say that is because just like with if you have a fitness regimen or something like that, if you go lax on it, you're going to have lax results. What I mean by that is know what your schedule is going to be. There are some families that in our scenario, like we work from home, my husband and I work from home. I have to establish first and foremost boundaries within both my work schedule and my homeschool schedule for my children. We have decided that my children come first, and so we are going to homeschool first thing in the morning. Usually for us, we'll say that we are going after our morning Bible study and whatnot. We are going by about 9:30, 10 o'clock. We start our day strong. I get into whatever the subject is that we're going to be overviewing for that day. I prefer to do what's called unit studies because then it's all encompassing, all four of the subjects within the same day, and you're done. The next thing is you want to establish what kind of support groups you want to have. On Facebook, you can search homeschool groups. You can say homeschool group specific to the area that you live in. So for instance, we are in San Antonio, but San Antonio is very large. So you can search up on Facebook homeschool group Northwest San Antonio, which is where we more dialed into where we're located. Support groups are really good for asking questions about maybe a specific subject or specific curriculum to use. It's also really helpful because I'm a part of some free groups where we're kind of, I'm done with this, but it can still very much be used within another child, that type of thing. So you can search for that. Selecting the curriculum, you definitely want to know the curriculum that gonna come and sneak over here now. You want to know the curriculum that you are going to decide to do. husband's dancing in the background, just so we're clear. Selecting curriculum. Once you have decided on the support groups that you want to be a part of, I'm telling you, there are support groups from knowing the laws and within the state that you live in to play day, field trips. You can become a part of any type of group that you would like to, and there are so many. I think I'm in like 5 different groups. I will caution you, only be in the ones that you find of value. Otherwise, they might be a little bit overwhelming. Then the next thing is you want to choose the curriculum that you are going to use for your children, that's going to work best for your children. The really neat thing is that you might like one specific company or curriculum company for math. I like Easy Peasy, and that is a free website with tons of resources. You can also purchase books, just workbooks specific to the subject. Easy Peasy is all in one. Again, I have created checklists with everything that I'm sharing with you all in one document for you to be able to look over and refer back to everything that I'm sharing with you. You want to choose the curriculum, select the curriculum, and I will say that less is more, because the freedom that you have with homeschooling is being able to get out and go do things, and you don't necessarily have to be in front of a workbook and doing school all day long. That's definitely not the experience that we have as a homeschool family. So choose your curriculum. Again, you can choose a curriculum. You can have different curriculums for the different subjects. They don't have to be like, if you choose, example, a Becca, you do not have to do that for every single one of your subjects. You can have a Becca specifically for math, and then we use handwriting without tears. You can do that for writing. The next thing is you want to have some form of bookkeeping, because it's really neat to look back and see what you have done for the school year. But for whatever reason, you want to also have checks and balances. The worksheets that you guys do, anything online that you should do, you want to be able to print out maybe completed tests to show progress. You want to have those things. So let me just show you what I have. I originally would have a box per child per school year. Well, now I have a 9th grader, and I have been homeschooling since he's been in kindergarten, and you could imagine those boxes. There's a lot of them, and when we moved almost 2 years ago, when I was going through things, I had to decide, okay, this child times 12 years plus each 4 kids, that's 48 boxes. It's quite a bit of boxes. So what I do now is I just get a large, this is 2-inch binder, 2.5-inch binder, and then within that I have tabs, and it's separated per child. So this one binder is the school year of, this was last year. So this is a lot of my kindergarten, because there's a lot more worksheets. So if you do field trips, you can keep your flyers and have anything that has dates on it. It's always good to hold on to those. So we did like the Whit Museum, and we did Paradise Canyon, which is a local river here, and then we researched the history on it. So we held on to those things. Certificates of anything that they completed, you want to hold on to that. But my kids, we really focused on research and writing. Those they sent to me via Google Drive. I printed those all out so that I have those. It just shows record of them having completed to their age. I have my kids' date, and then also put the subject that they're doing their schoolwork on. Super helpful, especially when we go back to this down the road. We can reflect, and seeing this progress is enormous, especially for the homeschool family, for us as parents in the trenches doing this with our kids. It's super helpful. So yeah, that's your basics of record keeping. I touched on scheduling. You want to know which days, which times you're going to have and run your homeschool day. Again, we start in the morning about 9 o'clock-ish. It is important to us that we start our day with the Word of God and just reflecting on how we individually read the Word, but also collectively. That's the thing with homeschooling in our home. We have the freedom to discuss that and discuss our Bible and our studies. I've done it a few different ways, but I usually homeschool about 3, maybe 4 days out of the week. And then I leave room for field trips and just outings so that we can learn by doing and being in the community and just place that God has blessed us with being able to live in, which is in San Antonio. There's just so much that we have not seen. So I encourage you, get out at the beginning of the week if you can. Use that outing as a source for picture drawing for your younger ones, and then also writing for your older ones. Understanding there are a variety of homeschool methods in my handbook that I have mentioned. I do list different homeschool methods. There is exclusively online. There is exclusively curriculum based. There is exclusively outing based. You can do a cocktail of all of those things. You don't have to be married to one specific way or the other, but there are a variety of homeschool methods for you to research and kind of build an understanding of the approach that you are enjoying for your kids. Homeschool conventions are super helpful, especially if you're barely starting. It's really nice to just meet other families that are in the same boat. If you decide in the middle of a school year that this is something that you're wanting to do and you don't know where to start, it's okay. You can have your child in active public school, and you will withdraw them, and you will tell your public school that you have enrolled them into, and it's the school that, like your homeschool. So we could say Gonzalez Homeschool Academy, and that's where you become a private homeschooler, and that's what we are as a family unit. That's in a nutshell an overview of homeschooling, from why we made the decision to how to get started. The decision to homeschool for our family is, there's many reasons. I love being able to educate my child and meet them where they are at with the needs that they are at. I love being able to have the freedom to start at a time and end at a time that I would like to. I love not having to do homework at the end of the day. I love having control over what my kids have influence on or not. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, share, comment below, all of the good things. Thank you so much.